We had a banger performance from Shiho and the girls last episode, which, in my opinion, completely showed up everything or our main group, the SS girls, were kind of doing. So I don't know how things are going to end up working. We have to decide, or the school has to decide who gets to be involved in the festival here. I think they said there's multiple spots, so there is technically room for both of them, but the rivalry is really starting here. The anger and the things that's kind of built up for Shiho to be the way that she is slowly being trickled down. Aki dealing with a whole bunch of stuff regarding them and their relationship too. Well, our main group is just kind of left hanging in the middle. It doesn't really fully comprehend everything, and we're just kind of working between it. So hopefully they can figure it out. Hopefully we uncover a little bit more, and I'm excited to see how that goes. Hopefully you guys enjoy. If you like it all, hit the like and subscribe. Do mean a lot to me. Feel free to stick around for the discussion. Leave a comment to this episode or series. Let's get going with episode 8 of Whisper Me a Love Song. I know your secrets, buddy. Yeah. That's a good response. That is a good response. Yeah, but that's irrelevant sometimes.
必要なのはあの人じゃない。この前といい、本当にヨリに突っかかるよね。私はヨリの歌が好きだし、そんな風には全然思わない。そんなんだから、あんたたちはいつまで経ってもその程度のバンドなのよ。SS は最高のバンドだ。
We have confidence.
いい演奏できてると思ってるし、
Sure.
きっとステージ枠ももらえるはずだし。枠がもらえるかどうかで考えてる時点でレベルが違うのよ。
You should be confident that you have it.
視線に行動に気持ちが漏れてなかっただろうか。
Yeah, I actually don't know.
としてそばにいるためには普通にしてなきゃいけないのに、私は友達さえ一度失った。
Doesn't want to have to go through that.
SS は
Let's go!
よかった。だから大丈夫だって言ったじゃん。それで泉志保も受かってたの？
Of course.
もうまーちゃん。どうせ知るんだからいいじゃない。受かってたよ。足引っ張ってたんだなって思っちゃうわ。そんなことない。だってそうじゃん。
I mean, I guess. Depends on how you look at it. It really does.
私さ、
You guys also don't play the same kind of music.
昔みんなとやってた時の方が楽しそうな顔してたと思うけど。
When did you watch that?
そのやっぱりこの前のがすごかったよ。それでもあの頃の泉さんがいやいややってたようには感じなかった。そりゃ私だっていやいややってるとは思ってなかったよ。
Until that day.
本人がずっと我慢してたって。だから楽しそうにしてた志保は全部嘘だったんだって。水口はそう思うの？
She doesn't want to. She hasn't until afterwards.
私はそう思わないねえ。香織、何か聞いたり？
Yeah, you seem to have an in.
ねえねえ、志保抜けたことについては全然話そうとしてくれなくて、立花さんもあんまり触れないようにしてたし。私、志保とちゃんと。
I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think she's the type that works well when you talk to them.
もう嘘はなし。正直に話して。それ以上の理由なんてない。そうだよね。ただで教えてくれるあんたじゃないか。ねえ、私たちどうしたら本音で喋れるのかな？抜けたお遊びバンドのメンバーと今さら喋ることなんてないわ。
Alright, buddy.
志保、この前もだけど妙に SS のこと下げたがるよね。
Because there's no place for her there.
だったら私たちの方が上だって証明したら話してくれる？聞き間違い？ SS がローレライより上って聞こえちゃったわ。そう言ったの。何それ？そんなわけ。
No way that would ever happen.
あれであんたたち ローレライより票を集めてみせる。それなら志保も納得できるでしょ。負ける気はないから。いいですか？
What is it?
より先輩、
Aw,
オーディション頑張りました。
thank you, Emo.
どういう。より先輩に頭撫でてもらうの好きなので、私もしてあげたいなって思
That's
ってて。
valid. That's so valid.
急にそういうことするんだから。
Can't just do those things without giving me any warning. I don't know how to prep myself.
じゃあ今度二人っきりの時にたくさんしてあげます。それはなんかいろいろ我慢できる気がしないのですが、少し練習したくらいかな。
Do you have any
どんな
requests?
曲聴けるんだろう。
Oh, you just want to be
すっごい楽
surprised.
しみです。ちょっと面倒なことになってて。どうしたんです？
Go on, tell your girlfriend. Tell her about your day.
ですね。私の前のギタボの子がさ、今別のところでバンドしてるんだけど、
Oh, she knows.
学祭でそこと勝負するって言ってたんですよ。
Huh. I wonder if they're connected. Oh, wow.
そこも前いたバンドの人たちと勝負するんだって。
I'm a ruiner.
そう
A
い
rude
う
for
の
you.
流行ってるんですかねって。
Oh, you connected it.
志保先輩、一応料理部なんですよ。最近ちょこちょこ
I love how interconnected they all are without realizing it.
泉さん、SS を抜けてローレライに入ってから SS とは絶好状態みたいでさ。仕事はなしです。
Hmm.
恋人なんですから。うん、そうだね。
Secrets can be bad. We don't do that.
勝負っていうのはどこから？泉さんと話し合いしておいでよって水口を送り出したんだけど、なんか勝負するってことになって帰ってきた。なるほど。勝ったら正直に話させるって言ってたし、なんか賭けでもしたんじゃないかな。水口のためにもさ、頑張って勝ちたいんだよね。応援して。
Of course. Of course she's on your side.
でもその志保先輩たちに負けてほしいっていうわけでもないし、優先したいのはもちろんより先輩なんですけど。向こうも応援したいの？そういうことになっちゃいますかね。
She just wants everyone to be happy.
すみません。私の服選び付き合ってよ。
Nice.
珍しいデート？内緒。いけそう？もちろん。
You're just not gonna answer it?
朝凪先輩に誘われたってドタキャンせんでよ。しないってば。
Yeah, you would.
最近どうなの？相変わらずラブラブ？ちゃんと仲良くしてるよ。順調な
Except for the fact that I'm rooting for her rivals, but
ことがあって。あれか。朝凪先輩がなかなか手を出してこないとか。決まりしてつい
a
最近
little bit, yeah.
り先輩から
I done learned a bit.
志保
I'm
先輩
kind of in the
元
loop.
々 SS だった秋先輩とかより先輩のことす
Yeah.
ごく嫌いなんだって。だろうね。かなり喧嘩っぽい感じで抜けたみたいだし、うちにもよく遊びに来てたし、親友だって姉ちゃん言ってたもん。やっぱりもともと仲が悪かったわけじゃないんだ。だから仲直りしてほしいなって。仲直り？どうにかできないかな。難しい気がするけどな。はあ。でもいいね。私も見たいな。姉ちゃんと志保さんがまた仲良くし。
of course, we don't want anybody to be left on bad terms.
すっごく楽しかったよ。久しぶりにひまりを独り占めできた気分。ドキッとしちゃうやつだ。どっかで時間潰しとくから一緒に帰ろうよ。2時間くらい待つけどいいの？全然オッケー。
Nah, she's gonna run into somebody in these 2 hours.
中央改札付近で。はーい。ご注文お決まりでしょうか。
What a shocker.
ミルクティーのアイスって。はい。
The girl herself.
ミルクティーの志保先輩？ん？ひまじゃん。学校にバレたらやばいから。内緒ね。ハジとモモにも言ってないから。はーい。二人だけの秘密ですね。
Can we tell Momo though?
志保先輩悪い子さんだ。うるさい。バンドやってるといろいろお金かかんのよ。そうなんです。楽器周りいろいろ買いたいし、スタジオ練習もうちはめちゃめちゃやるからね。本当にバンド熱心ですよね。当たり前でしょ。私たちはプロ目指してんだから。
Or at least you are.
かっこいい。ずっとプロになりたいって思ってたん んですか？まあいろいろあってね。
At some points, not at
志保
others.
先輩は話したい話したくないじゃなくてさ、他人のことなんて別にどうでもよくない？だから私はわざわざ聞かないし話さないだけ。
Eh, eh, I don't know about all that. You're a little broken.
もし志保先輩が嫌じゃなければプロを目指すきっかけ話してほしいです。
You need somebody who willingly wants to hear the things about you to get you excited to want to share them.
ま、休憩終わるまでの時間つぶしにはちょうどいいし、昔はバイオリンやってたんだ。
A prodigy, some might say.
バイオリンを弾いていた。バイオリンはずっと私の一部で、発表会でもいつも一番で、私はプロになるんだって、
And you love the
誰よ
praise
り
of
も素
it.
晴らしい演奏をするんだって思ってた。
Until... Who are you?
ぬいぐるみ落としちゃって。ぬいぐるみってお子ちゃまね。でも私には一番大切で。ちょっと泣かないでよ。
How did I get up there? Also, seeing her go out of her way and show care for others. Put in that effort.
私は今日、君は？志保はコンクール見に来たの？演奏しに来たの。志保もバイオリンやってるの？って、あんたも？
I would never expect that.
今日？
At school. The squad.
志保と同じ学校だったなんて。まさか泣き虫さんが学年上なんて思わなかった。志保がしっかりしてるんだよ。上手でかっこよかった。文句なしの一番だったね。当たり前じゃない。
Naturally.
私は世界一のバイオリニストになるんだから。かっこいい。今日は私にすごく懐いてて、私もそんなに悪い気はしなかった。
So you get like completely shown up here.
今日もなんとか頑張れそう。毎回そんなに緊張してたら大変ね。志保は
No, why would I? I believe in my own abilities.
私は一生バイオリンやるつもりだし、いちいち緊張してられないもの。
No point in getting nervous if we're gonna have to do it every day.
今日は違うの？私はギターがやりたいな。じゃあなんでバイオリンやってんのよ。お父さんに
Forced to
バイオ
likely.
リン頑張るようにってずっと言われてるんだ。もちろんバイオリンも楽しいし好きだけど、でもさ、エレキギターとかすっごいかっこいいなって。
They look cool at
絶対
least.
お父さんは許してくれないから憧れるだけなんだけどね。じゃあ諦めて今日もバイオリンに一途になるしかないね。そうかもしれない。
Say that so naturally, like it's an easy
私
thing.
には勝てないよ。
Don't bother trying, buddy. Never in a million years.
勝った。だって私が一番だから。
Until the show went down. Well, also now you had somebody that you could care for.
初めて気づいた。バイオリンは私の一番だったけど。
I was no longer the best at it.
バイオリンの一番は私じゃないと。
Done.
うるさい。どうせ私の演奏聞いて下手だなって笑ってたんでしょ。まさか。
Not everybody thinks like you, girl.
やめて。あんたと話すと惨めな気持ちになる。今日と話したのはそれが最後だった。
Jesus, you're so quick to fucking cut ties with people too.
何度もそれでも届かなかった。
No matter what I did, what I tried, I took on the dream of someone else.
でも音楽のない無でしかない生活を私はどうにかしたかった。
Can't even bring yourself to do so.
私にはバイオリンしかないのに、なんであいつに負けたまま終わるのはなんだか無性に腹立たしいと決めた。
Fuck you, I'll take on your
あい
dream,
つの
buddy.
諦めた世界
Yeah.
のし上がってやる。
It's been so long since we had an OP or an ED. The moment both of them came up, I was like, what am I looking at? I guess this explains why I couldn't remember the ED though, right? Because it's I don't know. I feel like I'm losing it. Okay, so I am like confused, I think. I'm at a loss almost for what the episode was trying to portray to us. It's obvious in the fact that they're trying to showcase a side of Shiho and trying to showcase things about her that us as the audience can kind of pick up on leading up to this point, but really expand it and put it more into perspective to understand that she's always been like this, exactly some internal thoughts on the way that she feels, maybe apply it into the situation that occurred with Aki and the rest of the SS girls, and then possibly apply it into what could go down the line in the future with her current band, or why she's kind of so easy to lash out on others in the way that she is now, and basically what we can do to possibly bring everybody together or allow her to at least realize the issues in the way that she kind of acts. Sure, I get that, but where I'm more so left is what is the almost intention of, I guess, what the author would be trying to convey at this point, right? Are they trying to make you have a certain sort of feeling or thought when it comes to a character like Shiho? Because I'm left, usually when you get a story and you understand and expand somebody a lot more, you can understand their mindset into why they acting out and doing all this stuff. And then you can put yourself in their shoes, or maybe you can't, but you can at least start understanding where they're coming from and why they feel the way that they do, why they do the things that they do. And typically when you get those, it is a way to allow certain members of the audience and certain members just to associate themselves or just connect or understand that character on a certain level that you maybe feel a little bit bad for the person, or on a level where you can just at least understand the person and see where they're coming from and connect all the dots and being like, this makes sense, and then maybe connect it to a real life situation or connect it to a situation in something else that you've watched or read and be like, they resolved it in this sort of way. Typically this kind of works, and then you can kind of figure it out and understand why she's the way that she is. And maybe there is no resolution to it, right? Maybe we just keep her the way that she is, but it's more of everybody else kind of becoming aware as to the type of person she is, or maybe herself fully understanding and recognizing the way that she is. But I just come out of her flashback and the expanding on her character wondering, like, why? Like, it just doesn't add up or make a lot of sense. Sometimes people are just ways to be ways. Sometimes they've always just kind of been like that, and they've never really had somebody to almost set them straight and change them from that path or put them in their place. Sometimes, usually the case, it's the way that you were brought up, pressure from parents, pressure from those around you, pressure that you end up placing on yourself due to underlying things, usually involving family or parents or friends or something that you're not maybe too aware of yourself. There's a lot of things that can typically go into it, but none of that is present when we are showcasing Shiho as a character. None of that is present. The only things that is present, and I struggle to even use the word competition or competitive, because I don't get the vibe that she's just competitive. I get the vibe that she is somebody who feels completely inferior to those around her unless she's being constantly praised and looked at like she's higher than she actually is, or better at these things than she actually is. Hence her reasoning for belittling and putting everybody down every chance and opportunity it kind of seems like she gets. Her reasons for not wanting to open up or, really talk about herself or express it or show interest in others or do any of these things, because she needs to be able to cut ties with them easily. She needs to be able to trample on them. She needs to put them down, and she doesn't want others to have ammunition or these things to kind of use up and use against her. Also, probably because of her own self-awareness that she doesn't handle criticism and those things well either. But it just leaves me wondering, because a lot of that stuff usually stems from the examples of things that I just kind of listed, and none of that is really present. She just seems to be somebody who told herself that she's the best, as far as we've been explained so far, and there could be more that's hidden, but up to this point, and I don't get that from any of this. She just seems to be somebody who refuses to be worse or to be less than somebody else, who is become so self-absorbed, and the idea of others just praising her, looking at her like she's this next fucking prodigy, like she's literally the best thing ever, And the moment something like that doesn't happen, she completely snaps and loses it. We develop a whole relationship where she makes a friend, or she meets somebody for the first time who has dreams and does this, and they develop ideas that they're only doing this because they're being directed by somebody, even though they don't love the thing that they're doing. Well, we don't display any of that in the slightest when it comes to somebody like Shio. And this person is all of a sudden really good at the thing that she has tried so hard at. So what does she do? She continues trying harder and harder. You typically look at that, oh, this is a competitive spirit. This is somebody who is willing to push themselves and work harder. But no, she literally just gives up on her dreams when she's like, I can't do this. There's no competitiveness that comes into that. It's her inability to accept this reality that she's in, that she's not this fucking perfect being, that she's not the greatest person in her craft, which is something that you'll never be, no matter what you do ever. You will never be that person. The smallest fucking percentage of people in the world end up as that. So she will never do that, which is perfectly acceptable for her to have that idea. She is a child. It is perfectly acceptable for her to have that idea. But she's developed how many years now to the point that she still can't recognize that she's not the best fucking player, and she still thinks that she is at the current stage in her life. It's like no development has gone on in the mental department, it feels like, as for her as a character up to this point. I'm noticing zero difference from when she was a child, that she struggled to get close and all this stuff with these other people. She cut ties with everyone easily. The moment somebody says something bad about her, the moment she loses the competition, she has no issue just kind of disassociating with them. I don't know. Like, this girl she meets is literally the nicest person who just wants to kind of hang out and just be friends, and just giving her praise for the way that she does. But because she can't look at her own self and be like, I'm better than this person, she can't associate with them. And I just don't get it. And then her own way of retaliating against it, instead of being like, let me work harder, let me utilize this person and the things that they're good at and use them and help them, or help myself get better at this. Instead of doing any of that stuff and, logical things for what a person would do when they're trying to get better, she gives up on her dream entirely. She struggles to bring herself back to that thing that she once loved, or we can assume that she did. And she decides, all right, let me take this other person's dream because they ruined mine. I don't get it. Are we supposed to feel bad for her? Are we supposed to, like, what level are we supposed to understand her on that I feel is not being displayed here? And I don't know. We've talked about production issues and things regarding the series a ton, which I'm not even going to get into all the stuff that's been coming out the past couple of weeks about this, because I said I'm not going to speak on it anymore. But it's like, I don't think any of that attributes to what's being presented on screen right now with the actual writing itself. I don't believe so. So am I just bugging completely, or does something about this episode not feel correct or almost feel off? Am I overlooking something entirely? And you can let me know. I'm not trying to act like Shiho in this moment and act completely arrogant and act like I know everything and act like I'm perfect and completely get this and I understand I make mistakes or I don't get things, and I'm more than open to looking at things from multiple perspectives and trying to get behind them and really understand her and put myself into her shoes as a character. We've done that with plenty of other series on this channel, and that's kind of what I like to do, is understand where somebody's coming from and think about it from multiple perspectives, even if it's not the way that the author's planning to write the story in the future or the way that things are trying to be, brought forward. I still like to understand the different directions and ways that this can go. I mean, I talked about last episode how things can get really bad with somebody like Himari being overly kind of clingy or like weird with her own selfishness, and we might not be writing it. We might be writing it in more of like a cutesy way, is how they're kind of trying to portray it right now, but it can get really creepy and can get really weird if we go down that. And I feel like it's only right to propose ideas and things of directions that we can head with the story, and not to leave no stones kind of unturned when it comes to those things, and just be self-aware that that stuff can happen. I'm left wondering what this section is supposed to make me understand. So if you can shine some light on that and make me really latch on and understand this, I would appreciate that, because I really got nothing from this. I really didn't. My own comprehension it's like insane. I feel like I've almost never come out of an episode that I've reacted to so far and been like, what am I don't know what to feel. Like, there's nothing for me to be like, oh, that was pretty cool, let me talk about that. Like, I'm just left wondering, like, what am I, okay, it's almost like, do I just gotta wait for the next episode now to expand her a lot more? Like, are we slowly progressing her as a character and I'm just supposed to be like trickled in little information at a time? I don't know. That's simply my takeaway from the entirety of this is just why, like what am I supposed to be taking away from this? I don't know. I don't get it, because I don't even get the vibe that she was like, I'm the best at all this and I'm going to push myself and prove to everybody else that I'm the best, because the moment that she had to face any sort of adversity, she gave up and she quit. So I don't get the vibe either that that's just kind of how she is as a person. And that's the situation that she's in now where she's trying to prove herself. I just don't get that feeling either. And even if she's in a situation now where she's trying to prove herself in a way to Aki and make her kind of look at her, it's kind of a mirror almost, or a opposite, I would say, of the situation that she was in before, where she was trying to make this other girl look at her like that, but she never had the opportunity to upshow her in any sort of way. She's now trying to take over the person that somebody like Aki loves in a way with Yori, and she's trying to prove that she's significantly better and almost be like having somebody like Aki plead like, I need you back, like I need you in this group because you're so good and you're so, like, it's almost like she's asking for that. And I'm not understanding, like, that doesn't stem from yeah, I'm literally the best and I'm going to be a professional, I'm the greatest and all that. That just stems from, I struggle to connect with humans, and I don't have anybody close around me, and I can't actually make any friends, and I just want to feel needed and wanted, which typically stems from, I had an issue as a child where nobody actually really loved me at home, and I had a really poor life there, and I really needed attention and craved all of it because I was deprived of these things when I was younger. Not all the time, that happens in other ways, but it's just a lot easier, especially in a story, to explain it with a sort of scenario like that, which doesn't seem to really be the case either. So it just leaves me wondering where she's at as a person entirely. And I don't know. I felt like she was getting there. She was making things spicy. She was interesting for the 2 or so episodes, the little hints that we were getting where we were including her at moments. And then this whole episode, I'm just left wondering, like, okay, like I don't know. I don't get it. That's all I'm gonna have. I don't really feel like going through the episode right now. I'll watch it through again and see, maybe I can pick up on some other stuff. If I do, I guess I'll come back and I'll talk about it. Leave comments, like I said, let me know. Well, I'll see you guys in 3 weeks or something for when the next one comes out, because we have some delay, so I'm gonna be left wondering what the hell's going on forever. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a great one though. Peace.